I'm gonna go started. Yeah, so I was just saying I'm outside also partially because I have an exciting morning exercise planned for us. Welcome, Sierra. And so if you can make sure to find enough room to stand up a little bit, um, we're going to So I actually learned this morning too that I didn't somehow I studied Chinese medicine for multiple years. I was studying to be an acupuncturist, but then I ended up not going through with it because I wasn't finding acupuncture to like actually address the issues that I was having. And I just like feel strongly that I can't really become a practitioner of something if I don't like fully feel like it really works. Not that I'm saying it doesn't work. It's just like it wasn't working for me. So, and addressing that like underlying thing. Um, but I never quite heard something that I heard today when I was I was looking into the gallbladder meridian again. And one thing I heard is that in Chinese medicine theory, that basically the gallbladder system is considered if it's unwell or if that meridian is not doing well, that the whole entire system is not doing well. And what I understand sort of like reading deeper into that is that because you might be like, well, why the gallbladder? But the gallbladder and the liver are actually a yin yang pair, and the liver is Olivia, I'm just gonna mute you because it keeps kind of bouncing back and forth. The so the liver is the yin part of that companionship. And the yin is like the more inside, it's the deeper, it's the like darker, it's like the more internal version part of the system. And the gallbladder is the more yang, it's the more outward expressing. So it's also the one that like you can touch more easily. And in a way you can kind of see this reflected in like, oh, we see gallbladder disease, right? We see it almost pops up more quickly, and we touch it too. We're like, oh, we're just gonna take the gallbladder out, right? So it's like it's almost like it's more accessible to us. But the way that I see it is that what they're saying is that like the liver the liver gallbladder system is so fundamental that without it being okay, all the rest of the system is going to break down. And in Chinese medicine, the liver is considered the general. So again, we see that sort of importance. So I just wanted to share that and just kind of my perspective on why we might say it's the gallbladder when really that's also pointing to the fact that it's the liver. And I actually just released a video a couple days ago about how the gallbladder gets sick, because a lot of people don't realize that it's the liver that starts that process, and then we end up with gallbladder issues. So when we connect to clear and work on the gallbladder meridian channel in Chinese medicine, we are really addressing that entire system. And that's why also the gallbladder time of the night, 11 to 1, is so important to be restful in for the benefit of our livers as well. So I wanted to share, I'm going to show you the gallbladder meridian. So today we're just going to do the gallbladder meridian. We're going to do a little bit of clearing on it, and we're going to have an overview. Can you all see this? Can you see the screen video? Yeah. Okay, so this is silent video. But it's going to take us through the beginning, and the yang channel starts at the top and goes down. So it's starting here at the side of the eye, coming down to the ear, back up towards the temple. You can trace it with your hand so that you can start to get familiar with it. We're going around the ear the gallbladder does this zigzag thing across the head, right? So now it comes back up kind of above the eyes, and then it zigzags again down, not the center of the head, but sort of that side center of the head, down the side of the neck, onto the top of the shoulders. Again, let's trace this coming down under the armpit, ribs, and zigzagging again, side body, coming around to this glutes and hips area. Well, now we're going back to the glutes. It's sort of the front pelvis and back to the glutes, and then down the side of basically the crease of the pant leg, the seam of the pant leg, and then across the side of the knee, down the calf, minor zigzag there, down the edge of the side, outside side of the ankle, right? The outside side of the foot, and down to that third or fourth toe. Last time I said third too, but it's the fourth toe. Okay. Okay. Do you guys feel like you want to see that one again? I know it goes kind of fast. Or we can go into sort of just kind of working with the meridian. What do you guys say?
Can we see it again?
Sure. Okay, so it starts at the side of the eye. And we can you can rub a little bit, you can tap a little bit really gently around the head. Just kind of saying good morning, hello to this meridian around the ear. This is a really important meridian when you're dealing with headaches. Back up top of the eye, and then down the sides of the head, edge of the neck. This upper shoulder point is obviously really important. Under the armpit, zigging and zagging across the side, hip crease, and then back to the glute, down the sides of the leg. Just rubbing along that channel. Just kind of waking it up. You might find areas that feel more tender. And down across the top of the foot to that fourth toe. Yes. Okay. Great. Okay, now we are going to a little bit. Let's start with this. Let's start with the top of the channel. And again, whatever direction the channel goes in. So like the liver one starts at the feet and comes up, but the gallbladder is starting at the head and going down. And that's the order. We want to follow the channel's direction in terms of when we work on the channel. There's this really obnoxious neighbor with a broken muffler, probably on purpose, but sorry about that. Okay, so where it starts here, right? So let's take the side of the eyes and just presence ourselves there. And if any of you know about the EFT, emotional freedom technique, tapping, this is a significant point in that release process. And now you know that it's actually the very, very inception of the gallbladder channel. And we can, at some point maybe go deeper into do a little EFT practice. But here we are, just breathing with it. Opening that channel and releasing any blockages here. You can come back to in front of the ears and just tap a little bit there. You might want to open and close your jaw a little bit. Try to breathe and just relax the rest of your body. Release some tension. You can come around the ear. So kind of around the ear, just back and forth. That bony prominence behind the ear. think it's a zygomatic process. And then again, let's tap above the brow, above the sort of center of the eye on the brow. Gentle, make sure you're not tapping too hard. Some of these areas can be pretty tender. And then coming up and over, coming over the top of the head. Let's just do like sweep like this and then take it off, sweep again so that we're staying with the direction of the meridian. You can go all the way back down to the top of your neck. If it ever feels like it's too much, because it might start sort of like moving things in the gallbladder channel, you can also stop, because you don't want to like overload the system by releasing congestion either. Shake out the hands a little bit, and let's come to this top of the shoulder point. It's kind of like at the trap. Not super good with the muscles, but kind of right there on the bulging muscle in the middle. This one you can go a little bit more intense, right? It's less delicate than on the head. This is where a lot of, the tension gets referred up into this area. Top of the shoulder. Okay. So, yeah, I can tell that feels pretty good. Okay. You can go under the armpit a little bit, which also, incidentally, is another point in the EFT tapping. Right in the center line under the armpit a little bit. You can do one side at a time if you want. Making sure to breathe in and release. I love you, gallbladder. Hello, Gallbladder Channel. Okay, sides of the body, just a little bit. And then we're going to go to this pretty important spot. The gallbladder 30 is a sort of glute area. I don't know if I can really help show it, but right in here is gallbladder 30. And we're going to, if you can find a way to like get your leg so that you have access to the thigh, this is a really important area that we're going to work on clearing some congestion for in the gallbladder channel. So let's just start with this, just gallbladder 30 here at the sort of top of the glute where it meets the hip. And we're going to take one leg at a time and just tap here for a while. This one, this is a pretty sturdy point. When they needle this point, they use a pretty big long needle to get in there. So you can give it some force, but keeping a like loose hand, loose fist. We're just kind of like, don't wear your fist out either, your hand. Maintain that relaxed grip as you tap this part. And then we're going to move down the side of the thigh, right along that pant crease. So, and then release, and then come back up to the top. So we're just going down in line with the flow of the channel. And let's just do this row for a little while. They say you can do this 50 times to help clear this important area of the gallbladder channel. We're not going to do it 50 times probably, but make sure you stay relaxed enough and soft enough that you're not causing too much bruising or damage there. Just gentle pounding And you might even feel that you might be able to feel that there's some areas there that feel kind of like a little bit gnarly or tender. So just keep tapping on that and breathing, releasing. Very good. Okay, now we're gonna switch sides. Make sure you get some good access to the other thigh. Let's just start with this gallbladder 30. Tapping at the top of the glute, the crease there. And you might even be able to feel around in the vicinity for the area that feels tense and congested the most. Breathing, releasing. And now starting to go down that middle side of the thigh. And starting again at the top, coming down. I can definitely feel that there's, it feels like matter. It feels like there's some tension here. Loose, relaxed fist, just gently banging. If there's an area that feels really good or really tense, you can focus there a little bit. You can tap there a few more times. And this is a practice that you can do every day and start to really loosen things up in this system. And if you're feeling really tense or frustrated or angry, or especially since this is the gallbladder in particular, if you're having like trouble with overwhelm or feeling like you can't make decisions, that would be a really good time to break out some of this meridian tapping. Okay, done with the thigh. Now let's just go down the side of the calf. Just tap. This time I'm just using an open hand. Side of the calf and then down the top of the foot, and just squeeze that fourth toe a little bit. Stay high, squeeze that fourth toe. Let's make sure we do the other side. Side of the knee, side of the calf, side of the ankle, and then down the top of the foot, and just squeeze that fourth toe a little bit. Okay, make sure to shake it out. Just shake out the whole body. We did mostly a focus on the head areas of the gallbladder meridian and that thigh area, which is a really important place where congestion builds up. So I'd love to hear, thanks for doing that with me. I'd love to hear if anybody has any feedback on that practice or anything they want to share about going through that.
I just wanted to share that I have had like tension in my traps and all of like headaches that are kind of like occipital stuff that has been persisting for years. So that kind of makes sense of that a little.
Yeah, totally. That's a really, really common sign of liver congestion. And of course, these systems are totally interconnected.
Yeah, the focus on the hips and thighs was really good for me. I do yoga a lot. That pigeon pose gets in there. When you were at that point at the top of the glutes going over to the hip, I was like, oh, that's the one that makes everyone cry. That one's always wrecked.
Right. Yeah, totally. Well, thank you guys so much.
And I get those gallbladder headaches. Like I call them the ram horn headaches because I'm a body worker and massage therapist. And so, no, I cannot help you right
Just
now.
hold her legs.
No, I'm on a call. Sorry, 12-year-old. And glutes is like such a thing for people, and piriformis pain, and like right where I didn't realize that the gallbladder point was like, that's like right on the piriformis. So I'm just like kind of like my mind just got blown a little bit with where all those gallbladder points were this morning. So I just wanted to thank you and say I'm trying again to recommit. This is like my second time I'm trying to recommit, but I appreciate